Today, I'm taking on the challenge to stop comparing myself to others for an entire week. Let's see how it goes. I think it's safe to say that almost all of us have been guilty of comparing ourselves to others at some point in our lives, whether it's on social media, at work, or even just in our everyday conversations. We've all caught ourselves measuring our accomplishments, appearances, and lifestyles against those of others. But here's the thing. This constant comparison is not only unhealthy, it's also downright destructive. When we compare ourselves to others, we open ourselves up to feelings of inadequacy and inferiority. We start to believe that we're not good enough, that we're not doing enough, and that we'll never be enough. And let me tell you, it's a vicious cycle that's hard to break free from. Anxiety starts to creep in, self-doubt becomes our constant companion, and before we know it, we're stuck in a rut of negative self-talk and low self-esteem. It's amazing how much time and energy we waste comparing ourselves to others. We spend hours scrolling through Instagram, comparing our bodies to someone else's, our relationships to someone else's, and our accomplishments to someone else's, and for what? So we can feel bad about ourselves. It's time to recognize that nobody is perfect, and nobody has their life together 100% of the time. The problem is, we're not even comparing apples to apples. We're comparing our behind-the-scenes moments to someone else's highlight reel. We're comparing our everyday struggles to someone else's carefully curated social media posts. It's a recipe for disaster, and it's time to stop. Have you ever stopped to think about why we compare ourselves to others in the first place? I think it's because we're wired to want to fit in, to belong, and to be accepted. We think that if we can just be a little more like someone else, we'll be more popular, more successful, and more loved. But the truth is, that's just not how it works. We're unique individuals with our own strengths, weaknesses, and quirks, and it's time to celebrate those differences instead of trying to conform to someone else's standards. Social media plays a huge role in this. Don't get me wrong. It's easy to get caught up in the superficiality of it all, where likes and followers dictate our self-worth. But it's time to take a step back and realize that social media is just a highlight reel. It's not real life, and it's definitely not a reflection of someone's true worth. I remember a time when I was really struggling with comparison. I was feeling stuck in my career, and I was constantly comparing myself to my peers who seemed to be doing so much better. I would scroll through LinkedIn, seeing their promotions and achievements, and I would feel like a total failure. But then I realized something. I was comparing my Chapter 3 to someone else's Chapter 10. I was comparing my struggles to someone else's successes, and it wasn't fair to myself. It's incredibly freeing to let go of the need to compare ourselves to others. When we focus on our own journey, our own growth, and our own progress, that's when the magic happens. That's when we start to feel truly fulfilled, truly happy, and truly successful. So I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take a week to focus on your own journey. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't scroll through social media with the intention of comparing your life to someone else's. Just focus on you and see how it feels. In conclusion, comparing ourselves to others is a toxic habit that's holding us back from reaching our full potential. It's time to break free from the cycle of comparison and focus on our own journey. Remember, you are unique, you are special, and you are enough. Don't let anyone else's standards dictate your self-worth. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've ever struggled with self-comparison, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you're looking for more content on self-improvement, be sure to check out my video on building self-confidence. See you in the next one.